It's only a kick, a jump, a block. It's only a serve. It's only a tackle, a run. It's only for the fans. After all, it's only pressure. You got this. Adidas.
This episode is supported by FX's Clipped, the scandalous story of the 2014 Clippers owner's racist remarks captured on tape and heard around the world. The series charts the tape's impact on a dysfunctional basketball organization striving to win against their reputation as the most cursed team in the league. Starring Lawrence Fishburne, Jackie Weaver, Cleopatra Coleman, and Ed O'Neill. FX's Clipped, streaming June 4th, only on Hulu.
Broadcasting from a little liberal town known
in Wisconsin. This is the Sos Report.
Savaged. On your host today, Soslan, Teamison.
There we go again. More technical problems. We live in the 21st century.
Savaged.
One in favor. Butcher that one, I guess. Well, welcome to the unscripted.
Guys, we're gonna have a pretty good show here. Pretty good show. I wanna welcome you to a mashup of Sports Wednesday with the Sos Report. What's up, Sos? How's it going, buddy? Welcome to the show, man.
Well, it's going pretty good. How about you guys? Sorry, I did not know. I did not know this was going to be a video podcast. Or I would have gotten myself presentable.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. We'll plug in as a phone call. It's okay, Sos. I went a couple minutes over with Miss London, so
that's right.
I appreciate you. Yeah. So Sos, you want to kick us off, man? It's going to be a mashup here between two shows. I want to do it a little differently. Get off the political specter a little bit today because I think I have a headache from yesterday with Joseph and I talking about the liberal bitch. The liberal troll. So, yeah, man, open us up, buddy, how you would on the Sos Report, bud.
All righty. Well, hello, and welcome to Sports Wednesday.
What?
With your co-host, Michael Gardner, and a special guest, Joseph M Lenard, who also was on the Sos Report previously. And you are more than welcome to check out the part 2 episode that just came out with Joseph and I, and it was a very interesting conversation. And your one and favorite host, Soslan Teamison, one and only Sos. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing fine, man. How's everything?
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Michael. There he is. He's back.
There you go.
Went off into the twilight zone there, Mike. Now we can't hear you, Mike. Oh, boy. Here we go again with the technical issues.
Joseph, you look great with the beer, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like we talked on your show, I had cancer, so the hair came out. I just shave it, but I keep a goatee, yeah.
The show should drop.
Cancer. But anyway, are you back, Mike? No, you're not back.
We can't hear you.
All right, it looks like he's maybe rebooting his system.
Yeah.
Oh, so here he comes.
The show should drop at 3 o'clock.
All right.
There
we
hopefully
go.
I'm back now.
Yeah, we can hear you now,
Alrighty.
Mike. Those
Finally.
damn technical gremlins again.
I'm telling you, those fucking gremlins. So we're gonna get to some sports here. Sos, what do you want to talk about with the sports, man? I know you like talking about your what the hell is it? Georgia Bulldogs usually get into. You get into a lot of different things. We constantly make fun of the Tampa Bay Bucks. I'm gonna leave it to you, Sos.
Okay.
There's a mashup, so I'll leave it up to you, bud.
Okay, so number one, you are coming in very staticky. That's number one.
Number one. I don't know. Am I coming in staticky?
Oh, yeah, so you're
Joseph?
coming in.
Well, he sounds okay now. He sounds okay to me now. But anyway, yeah,
But you
we
keep
got to
going in.
talk
How
about
now?
George. we got to talk about Georgia because my U of M Wolverines are going to beat the crap out of them once we get past this.
You think so?
No,
I be a matchup.
No, I don't think so.
No.
U of M is definitely going to be the underdog if Michigan gets past TCU and if Georgia doesn't blow it against Ohio State.
Well, okay, so we're going to start off with college because Joseph opened up with college. I would have to say, here's my projection. Okay, we have 4 teams. Okay, number 1, it's going to be Georgia Bulldogs. I hate to say it, Georgia Bulldogs are going to blow right through Ohio State because Ohio State got exposed on their run game and on their passing game when they played against Michigan, and when they also and they're not even going to have a chance. But I also do see TCU pulling a big upset on the Wolverines. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, man, their coach is on fire. And TCU, they got like a good fan section, and they're going to show up. And I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt, and it's going to be Bulldogs versus TCU, but Bulldogs going back-to-back.
Well, the Bulldogs are definitely
I don't know, man.
favorites. But, yeah, I mean, Michigan could blow the game if they're looking ahead to Georgia. If they don't focus on this game and get past this game, because they've had a few games this year where they were clearly not having their heads in the game and, just expecting to win and eked out a few wins. But I certainly hope Michigan wins, and then I certainly hope they beat the Bulldogs because it means $50 in my pocket. I bet on them early to win the championship.
This is the Sos Report. Coming at ya, Mash-Up, Savaged Unfiltered. The Sos Report. Joseph, Michael, and Sos. 3 guys clueless about sports. Just kidding. Back to the show, guys.
The Bulldogs?
No, Michigan.
Joseph.
I only put $5 down, but hey, it would get me $50 if it happens.
$5, huh?
That's like betting Detroit Lions. That's like betting the Detroit Lions winning the Super Bowl this year. That's not going to happen.
No.
Well, what about the Georgia has to play Ohio State, right? This
Yes.
Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah, that's an 8:00 game, Sos.
It's a primetime game.
God. Yeah. What's your take on that one?
I think Ohio State is going to choke it up. Now, I'm not. They're going to choke it up. I'm going to try to say not innuendos, but they're going to get exposed with their pants down, and they're over too confident. And I think that Georgia is just going to come in and rail them to the door, and then continue on to beat TCU.
Kind of how you were. You almost choked it up when you went into the Layla London segment just about a couple minutes ago, right, Sos?
Yes.
Sos is like, what am I doing in here? Oh my God.
It's like,
yeah. Sos, what did you hear? Actually, she got into some crazy stuff, didn't she, man?
She did. No, it was weird because all I heard, I'm like, oh, whoopsies. I thought it was like a dad and mom moment where like dad, like you walked in on your parents and stuff. It was like that kind of moment. I'm like, whoops.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Sos was like, oh boy, what am I getting into? I told you I'm doing part 2 with her, Sos. She didn't believe me. That was an actual, porn star I was talking to. And then Joseph was like, bros before hoes, man.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
What about my share?
Kick that bitch to the curb. It's bros before hoes. We need to get to sports.
So,
oh God, yeah.
Well,
she got into the good parts, Joseph. I couldn't kick her to the can, man.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we gotta keep this PG because this is my this is Sports Wednesday.
Yeah, it's all right, Sos.
Sos muted himself there. Did you mute yourself accidentally, Sos?
Are we
There
good?
you go.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
we're good.
You
So
must
this
have
is like,
accidentally muted yourself, eh?
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, it's all right. All right, so Sos, let's talk about. I want to get into Georgia Tech, man. With Georgia, man, what's your insights on that final, man, from last month? I know it's a late game, and we're probably why the hell is Mike talking about it? But That was an important game, man. Georgia Tech with Georgia, 37-14, man.
Georgia Tech, that wasn't even a game. I knew Georgia Bulldogs were going to walk right all over them. That wasn't even a game, Georgia Bulldogs game.
Without a shadow of a doubt, what a lot of people will say is Ryan Day the right guy for this job? Like, what is the profile? What is the psychological and physical makeup of this program right now? It would be a very, very ugly scene if Georgia were to handle them physically.
Yeah, along those same lines, out of the two head coaches, who needs this win more?
By 10 miles, Ryan Day needs it more. You know, it's interesting because I never use the phrase defending champ because you can only defend something if they can take it away from you. No one's
the University of Georgia versus Georgia Tech. They eliminated them from the brackets. Us.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen a long time ago, though. Look at Georgia Bulldogs. So they have a strong run game. They have a strong defense. They can shut down your passing game in a heartbeat. And because of their blitzes that they do, and they can get to the quarterback really fast. There's this one guy that's, I think his name is, can't remember, but he's got the most sacks right now. I can't remember his name. What is his name? Do you know his name?
What are you talking about? Are you talking about on
Bulldogs.
Georgia Tech or
Bulldogs?
Okay, Sash, you're making points and you don't even have a.
No, I can't. I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember his name.
All right, yeah, but before Sauce keeps going on and on about the almighty Bulldogs, remind us again between the Bulldogs and U of M, which team is undefeated? So Georgia has lost this year, right?
No, Georgia has won, and Michigan, they're both perfect records.
Okay, I thought Georgia had a couple losses because I thought there was controversy about whether they were going to be in the playoff or not. What team am I thinking of then? Maybe it was Alabama that I was thinking of.
What's his name?
Oh, you're talking about Carter, Sauce. The big 6'4", 300-pound Carter.
Yeah, and also, what's his name? Carter, and then on top of Jamin Johnson. Jamin Johnson. Dumas, or his name is, this is how you spell it, is Dumas Johnson, and then he's a linebacker, sacked quarterbacks 12 different times, and then, so he had 22 assists. So that's who I was talking about. Sorry about that. I finally got the name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
He's a linebacker.
I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, Sauce. Yeah, I know he's a linebacker. Yeah, I was like, what is Sauce talking about? Like, to be honest with you, Sauce, I know it's early in the morning for you. It's only going on 11 o'clock. Sauce, have you haven't been drinking this morning, have you?
No, it's Wednesday. It's church day.
Oh, okay. Don't matter what day of the week it is, Sauce.
Yeah, Sauce, I'm looking at the Georgia Bulldogs record. They may be undefeated in the conference, but they lost to Florida, they lost to Missouri, and they lost to Vanderbilt, according to Google. I knew they had lost 3 games.
Georgia Bulldogs?
Georgia Bulldogs football, 22-23 season, SEC East. Oh, okay. No. Oh, okay. That's the division. Okay. No, never mind. That's the street column. You're right. I'm looking at the chart wrong. Yeah. Overall 13-0.
Joseph's all over the place today. Yeah. I see that. Yeah.
I'll have to look up Alabama's record because again, there was another team they were talking about that had a few losses. It must be Alabama that. I'm thinking of that there was a controversy. Yeah, they were 10-2 overall. That must have been Alabama was making an argument based on their strength of schedule that they should go in over the Bulldogs or something like that was the controversial. But
why?
I don't agree with the argument. I'm just saying few people tried to make it.
Oh, yeah. No, well, okay, so you're telling me that the strength of schedule, so Bulldogs didn't have a strong schedule? They played Ohio State. No.
LSU fans total there. I would imagine they'll have Ohio State outnumbered, although the Buckeyes do travel very well, but it is an entirely different mentality that the entire orbit of Georgia football has, and that includes the fan base. So absolutely.
Yeah, they're playing Ohio State again. The Georgia Bulldogs had a hard conference. They had a hard team this year.
Yeah, I see that. Good grief. This is going to be one of those shows, I'm telling you.
Yeah, this is like the old Kimmel the Man show. We can't have women on the sports talk, right?
Hey, sorry about sorry, I didn't mean to butcher your show. I know this is part of a mashup, buddy. So I'm sorry about that.
Hey, we'll go.
Yes, people, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, people. I'm sure there's somebody out there,
Oh, no, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, you're talking about there are two teams. Okay, Joseph, I know who you're talking about that had two teams that were controversial. Number one, it was Tennessee, and number two, it was Alabama. Those two teams are the ones that had the most controversial because they're talking about Tennessee and how Tennessee had a lightened schedule and that they were robbed and that's the Tennessee's schedule. But then at the same time, Tennessee played against Michigan and Georgia. And I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, you can't complain about the toughness of your schedule. That's who you're talking about.
Yeah. It was definitely Alabama that was the one that, because isn't a former Michigan State guy down at Alabama. I should Google that, I guess, because I'm
Savaged Unfiltered.
getting my facts wrong. Football coach. Nick Saban. Yeah, former Michigan.
Saban.
Nick Saban, right? Because I remember seeing him on
Joseph
TV
Saban went to that team. He took a huge pay up to go to that team.
Yes, yeah. It was Nick Saban that was whining and crying on TV about that they should be in over Georgia, or at least in over maybe some other team. Maybe they could have an argument about being in over Ohio State, but certainly not in over Georgia.
Well, another thing you want to talk about. So speaking of coaches, you want to talk about another coach that got fired? The Denver Broncos coach, Hackett.
The who?
Nick Hackett, the Denver Broncos coach.
Oh,
yeah. So he got, he got fired because of the big blowout on Christmas Day, which was 51-14.
Good grief. 51-14, Sos.
Yeah, against the Broncos versus the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
I did see that, yeah.
Well, the Broncos are going through a lot of coaches. I was a fan of McDaniel. And do you remember who? I just saw him the other day. I forget what team he's coaching now. Do you remember, Sauce?
I wasn't alive back when McDaniel was a coach. I was sniped out of. That's more of Michael, because Michael was born in the 18th century.
Oh, no, McDaniel was there when Tim Tebow was there. That wasn't that long ago, was it?
Nah, you're talking about the early 2000s, man. Maybe 2007, 2008, Joseph.
I was still in
Russia.
Russia.
Not too long ago.
Okay. Yeah,
oh, yeah. He was in his home country still, yeah.
Maybe it was okay. You were born, you just weren't here. Okay, I got you. Now that makes sense. Yeah, he's head coach of the Raiders right now, I guess. So
I think I don't know. I just think it's I don't know. What are your thoughts on the playoffs?
It's going to be one of those crazy episodes today. That's what I have to say.
Well, yeah, we're kind of all over the place now, but yeah.
What are your thoughts on the playoff pictures right now for the NFC, Joseph? Because Detroit Lions are in the hunt, number one, and number two, the Packers did a surprise win against Miami Dolphins. And I don't know, what are your thoughts?
I was surprised that Green Bay managed to come back to win that game against Miami. Of course, being in Detroit, we were hoping they would lose. And of course, we've been hoping Minnesota would lose lately, but they had the greatest comeback in all time of football 2 weeks ago, being down 33 points. That was the biggest comeback in history to win. So, but yeah, I think the Lions are done since they lost last week. If they'd have won against the Jaguars, I
don't know, Joseph. I think the Lions, man. I think the Lions are going to be there. That's just my personal
You think
opinion.
so?
They're not
without a doubt, Sos.
They're not mathematically out, but the Lions are the Lions. They always find a way to blow things.
Well, I mean, you're right about that, especially the next two games, because Detroit Lions needs to win the next two games, and Washington Redskins or the Commanders need to win out in order to keep a secure spot. But at the same time, I wouldn't count out one of the NFC South teams, such as the Saints or even the Carolina Panthers, upseeding Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Grandpa Brady's team. Which that was just a sloppy win. And Michael, I beat you, by the way.
Oh God! Don't get me started with Brady, Sos.
Hey, you know what, Joseph? Okay, so it was funny because I watched that Cardinals game, and Michael's like, "Oh yeah, the Cardinals are going to win." And I said I gave the benefit of the doubt, and I gave Tampa Bay a win, but not by like very much, only by like 3 points. And what happened? So you owe me a case of Mountain Dew, Michael. I'm just giving you a hard time. What are your thoughts?
Mountain Dew?
Tampa is a very weird team this year. They obviously are not playing up to their capabilities. And Brady, whether it's divorce or what, or
Joseph, they got to hang it up, man.
Yeah, they're missing Gronk. I guess Brady without Gronk is toast.
Yeah, Gronk is hurt.
It's not without Gronk.
Yeah, he hurt himself.
Their pocket protection sucks. That's the problem. Without Gronk, just because, Tom Brady, he's got Smith, he's got Godwin, he's got all these young wide receivers. It's their pocket protection that's been getting to him, and the teams are so eager to, get into him because they're so easy now to get through because they're missing their main linemen that are out.
Yeah, I agree with you, without a doubt, Sos.
Yeah, do you think Brady will?
They need to fix.
Go ahead, Michael.
No, I was going to say, I think they have to fix Brady. I was about to say something to Joseph just now. They have to fix the problem with Brady. Brady is the problem with Tampa Bay. He's too old. He needs to hang it up. He needs to retire. Get off the field, Brady. You played 20 plus years. Great. It's time to hang up and time to retire. That's simple as that. I'm going to repeat myself over and over and over, and I hate to do that.
Guess what? I heard some sources that I communicated with some sources, and I watch out for the off season and the last dance that's going to happen, where Tom Brady might be going to the San Francisco 49ers back to his hometown. And so,
oh God,
that's what I heard.
No.
I heard from inside sources, and I heard some people from California that my family that lives there and stuff, and they're in the sports world. I heard that Brady was spotted looking for houses, so he might be. And I said, if Brady wants to win one more Super Bowl, and make it 8, it's not going to be with the Tampa Bay. It's not going to be with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's going to be with the San Francisco 49ers. Here's why: because they have the wide receivers. The wide receivers are juniors, hypothetically, so they're 3 years wide receivers. The head coach loves Tom Brady. Number 2, San Francisco is willing to give him a 2-year extension, or you give him a $30 million contract instead of the $12 million that he's getting paid for by Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now. Yeah. And why would you not take that $30 million? And why wouldn't you take the coach that you're already in good communication with and have good relationship with? Yeah. Look at Todd Bowles. There's a major disconnect with Todd Bowles.
So you think that Miami deal, since it got leaked earlier in the year about him potentially going to Miami and becoming part team owner, that's probably a dead deal then, you think?
Oh, easily. Well, easily. And also, I think he's going to go with San Francisco. Why wouldn't you go with him? And I also heard that this might be Rodgers last year, because he sold his house for, I think, $5.8 million, both of his houses for $5.8 million out of Green Bay. And he's looking at a house to go for either at the Colts. He's looking at the Indianapolis.
Yeah, I would.
What are your thoughts, Michael? And Joseph?
It could be a
I
high
don't know
possibility.
why he wouldn't want to retire as a Packer, but yeah, the Packers are kind of on a downswing. So I wouldn't blame him for wanting to go somewhere that he thinks he's got a shot at a Super Bowl.
Michael, what do you think?
I agree with Joseph. I think the man has. Well, I think he's got phenomenal talent. I'm gonna close it at this, Sos. I think he's got phenomenal talent. I think he can really go all the way. But again, it comes to a point in somebody's life where they have to think about future over fame. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
that's just my analysis.
The concern over injury now that they are older. But I think a lot of quarterbacks like Brady and maybe Aaron Rodgers, a few, and even Baker Mayfield, now that he got traded to the Rams since Stafford is hurt, there's a lot of quarterbacks think they want to pull a Matt Stafford now. Look how he got traded from the Lions, went to the Rams, and immediately won a Super Bowl. So there's a lot of people who are going to try to make that play to pull that off.
Yeah, but Matthew Stafford is nowhere to be found besides eating Twinkies in their locker room.
Well, he's injured, yeah.
Yeah. It's time for Matthew Stafford to retire. Well, with this in mind, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this Wild Sports Tuesday. And remember, with, my goodness,
it was wild, very comical.
Yes. I hope you enjoyed this very, very wild Tuesday with both my friends.
Michael, we got to get Sos a calendar. He keeps saying Tuesday.
But I meant Wednesday.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
Sos is all over the place. Sos, you're like Thomas the freight engine, man. You got to go back to the freight house, man.
I do.
It's Wild Sports Wednesday. Taco
buddy,
Tuesday was yesterday. Did you not have your tacos yesterday?
I did not. I didn't go down to the border. I didn't go down to the border.
Sos, there was a show yesterday. But it was Savaged Unfiltered with Joseph and I on Tuesday when we talked about isms. I think you're suffering from some type of ism.
True. So, alrighty. Well, we're going to wrap things up. Remember.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks for tuning into Savaged Unfiltered Mashed Up Wednesday. Now you got me saying Tuesday.
The listeners are going to be all
close us out, Sos.
too.
It's your show, buddy. Close us out, man.
Alrighty. Well, I would definitely like to apologize. This is very big comical. It's been like, okay, what did you guys talk about? We'll promise we'll be more together with it next week on Wednesday for Sports Wednesday with Joseph M Lenard and Michael Gardner from Savaged Unfiltered. We'll promise we'll get together. Hopefully
good grief.
Alrighty, and remember to keep it saucy. Bye.
Yeah.